Hello, my name is Pravashinjal,
Is Ross Cherry?
and today we are going to talk about on-cloud ERP and on-premise ERP.
Today, Prawesh and I are going to be talking to you about cloud versus on-premise ERP. What we hope this presentation will accomplish today is to be able to teach you about what cloud ERP is, the three types of cloud computing, what factors are significant when deciding between cloud and on-premise ERP, what the limitations of cloud ERP are, specifically what would keep a business from being able to find value in the cloud. Be able to talk about who is leading the way in providing cloud ERP services. What we'd like you to do while you watch our presentation is think about where you work or the company you're auditing for the final project in this class. Which option will best fit your company? Is this different in the short term versus the long term? Be prepared to discuss which option will be best for your company for our class discussion on Wednesday. First, we'd really like to just define what exactly the cloud is. It's a buzzword that's thrown around all the time, and a lot of people really don't even know what it exactly means. So to be specific, we want to define the cloud as data that is stored in a single location with access for multiple devices and/or users. It provides secure and reliable data backups. It simplifies data management. Most cloud service offers an automatic backup option. It's revolutionized mobile applications and services. It's now much easier for vendors to provide services through the cloud that can be accessed on simple web pages. For ERP, the cloud means outsourcing information technologies. So let's talk about the three different types of cloud computing and how they relate to ERP. First, there's software as a service, otherwise known as SaaS. These involve fully developed applications made by and managed by the vendor. There's very low customization on these, as it's very similar to off-the-shelf ERP systems. They're just available in the cloud. The second type of cloud computing is platform as a service, otherwise known as PaaS. This is a little different from SaaS in that it provides a network operating system that's predetermined, but not the applications themselves. It provides more of a developer environment to produce or make your own applications. So it's highly customizable, and it's often used for testing and development of those new applications. The third type of cloud computing is infrastructure as a service, otherwise known as IaaS. Now, this is the core of cloud computing. Both SaaS and PaaS cloud computing options are working in combination with the infrastructure that's provided on the cloud. So the infrastructure as a service is providing hardware, network, and the security or firewall.
Just to use the cloud, first being public cloud, second being private cloud, and third being hybrid cloud. Public cloud is one based on the standard cloud computing model in which a service provider makes resources such as application and storage available to the general public over the internet. Public cloud services may be free but is usually offered on a pay per uses model or pay as you go model. Private cloud is a type of cloud computing that delivers similar advantages to public cloud, including scalability and self-service. But unlike public clouds, which delivers services to multiple organizations and is like open to the whole public, private cloud is more dedicated to a single organization. There is just one organization which will be using the platform for their personal use.
One of the main advantage of hybrid cloud is that hybrid cloud enables companies to maintain security and control over their infrastructure which is also an important feature of private cloud and allows to leverage the features of public cloud when demand spikes, which is an important part of um, public cloud. This can also be seen as an example of how an hybrid cloud incorporates the advantages of both public and private cloud.
Prawesh, how do you decide between cloud ERP and on-premises?
Glad you asked that, Rose. There are basically four factors that we look into when deciding between cloud ERP or on-premise ERP. The factors are cost. The second factor would be flexibility and scalability. The third factor would be deployment and implementation. And the fourth factor would be performance and security.
So when talking about the differences between cloud and on-premise ERP, one of the most significant is cost. Cloud and on-premise are analyzed in completely different ways when it comes to cost. With on-premise ERP, you're comparing total cost to own between the systems. That usually involves the fee for the license. You have to take into account the hardware, database, backup systems, IT personnel, and maintenance. With cloud ERP options, you have a much more predictable cost, and it includes all of those: the hardware, database, backup systems, IT personnel, and maintenance are all provided by the vendor, and it's priced with a monthly or sometimes annual subscription. So as a business, you have to ask the question of how long you're planning on using that ERP system. The total cost to own of an on-premise ERP system compared to a monthly cost of subscription for cloud-based ERP is about double for a 4-year average. That has a lot to do with the startup costs and upgrade costs. They're massive for on-premise, whereas with the cloud ERP, specifically the SaaS option, it requires very minimum startup cost and no upgrade cost. They're all included with that subscription. So how is cloud ERP cheaper? Well, the simple principle is that the data storage is bundled. And what I mean by that is that multiple companies, multiple businesses share storage space on that vendor's server. This obviously makes the cost a lot lower because the vendor is providing that for hundreds, sometimes thousands of companies. They're able to provide top of the line hardware as well as some of the best IT staff available to manage your company's resources for you. You also have the option to pay for services that you need on a demand basis. We'll go into more detail on some of that under scalability and flexibility, but the basic principle for cost is that you don't have to pay for something that you're not going to use, whereas with an out-of-the-box vendor for on-premises, you're paying for the whole package when you buy that license, even if you don't use every piece of software on there. For the cloud, you can actually pick and choose which parts of their ERP suite you want to use and what you need for your what's best for your business. Next, we're going to talk about flexibility and scalability. One of the biggest differences between cloud and on-premise ERP systems is their flexibility and scalability. For cloud ERP options, changing capacity needs is a huge advantage. A business can upgrade and downgrade services on demand to fit their needs. This does not just apply to storage capacity and performance speeds, but also to programs or modules within the vendor's available ERP suites. For example, a seasonal business may only need access to an application for procurement for a few months out of the year. They can purchase that access for the desired months and turn that access off when it's no longer required. Similarly, businesses can purchase more storage if they're in that same peak month and have more needs, more employees, and can turn that down as needed. When it comes to accessibility, cloud computing makes it much easier to access data globally. The only requirement is a web browser and internet connection. With the increased use of applications on mobile devices such as smartphones and tablets, specialized mobile applications have improved on-the-go access. If your business is expanding globally and needs to set up a temporary office in a new country, the ERP system will be fully available and instantly operating within local legal requirements without any system updates. When it comes to customization, or the lack of it, is regarded as a top reason for businesses not choosing cloud ERP. For SaaS options, some vendors offer up to 10% customization, but like off-the-shelf ERP, they provide standardized processes that require the business to adapt to. As we have learned throughout this course, changing the business's processes to fit the ERP system is a primary benefit of an implementation. However, if the business needs a more customizable option, then the cloud can still be used with PaaS and IaaS, which allow businesses to work with vendors to create more customized solutions that still utilize outsourcing costs such as hardware and maintenance.
Next, we would like to look at the differences in deployment and implementation between cloud and on-premise ERP. One of the biggest advantages of a cloud ERP implementation is how much faster the system can be ready for go live. On average, a SaaS system takes only 3 to 6 months compared to 12 of an on-premise ERP system. This advantage applies to upgrades with an even greater benefit. Cloud ERP systems are instantly upgraded and uniform across all locations. Some vendors even guarantee that all customizations will be supported along with the upgrades. Whereas on-premise upgrades take a lot of time, are extremely costly, and require extra work to ensure customizations are operational. This advantage is especially important for small and medium-sized businesses. Even if they could afford the huge upfront cost of an on-premise ERP system, the on-average doubled implementation timeline keeps the business from being able to focus on the core competencies of that business. By reducing the timeline, these companies can quickly start maximizing the benefits of their new ERP system and focus on growth and achieving their goals. Trialability and testing is much easier on a SaaS ERP system. These systems can be tested in advance with a simple demo account. This helps to shorten the selection and evaluation times. On-premise selection often involves a time-consuming preliminary project. It's also important to remember that the lack of hardware being installed also saves a large amount of time during the implementation process. Training. The cloud offers better availability and access for training. Online accessible trainings are standard for most vendors and are available throughout the implementations process. In comparison, the predominant method for on-premise ERP training is still in class and requires more complicated scheduling and less access to materials when needed.
In this slide, we'll be discussing about performance and security. Cloud ERP and on-premise ERP can differ in performance. The level of performance depends as to what extent of organizational needs are fulfilled by the system. Since some needs are too unique, customization is required, and customization is usually supported by on-premise ERP. If we follow this perspective, we can say that on-premise ERP is or on-premise ERP functions or performs better than cloud ERP because more of the organizational needs are focused by the ERP system because of the high level of customization that it allows allows the organization to make. Another main dimension to performance which I would like to discuss is maintenance. In cloud ERP system is maintained and is always updated by the vendor. Maintenance and updates are frequent in cloud ERP and is done by the vendor for free. It actually
is in the contract, where with monthly subscription, the vendors allow you, vendor supply gives you with uh, regular updates and maintenance facilities. Maintenance and updates are very frequent in Cloud ERP and is done by the vendor for free, as I have previously stated. Whereas maintenance and upgrade on-premise ERP takes a long time, is costly, and usually requires a lot from the client. Usually requires a lot from the client, because the client completely owns the ERP system. And moreover, since on-premise ERP system gives a high room for customization, gives a huge space for customization, so upgrade from the part of the vendor on-premise ERP is tough. Security is one of the factors that the organization must take into account while selecting the type of ERP system, or even while selecting the vendors. The database system that is maintained by the vendor is used by many clients. There are several standard compliance regulations and required certification regarding security that a vendor must accomplish or must get in order to be an authentic vendor of ERP system. Hence, we can rely on the assumption that the vendors are capable enough to secure the database. Some research show that 70% of the data thefts are internal to an organization. Important question arises: do we trust the vendor or do we trust our own employees? There we go. So Ross, who are the major vendors for Cloud ERP?
I'm glad you asked, Pravesh. We have a lot of the same big names you see for on-premise, such as Oracle, SAP, Microsoft. There's also some that are just specific to the cloud, such as NetSuite and Salesforce, and they'll offer different things. And there's just countless others that offer specific niche products for specific niche businesses. So let's kind of dive into that deeper and see what they're all been up to.
For many organizations, moving to the cloud can seem like moving to an island paradise. The stress of managing complex technology removed, and the business getting the service they need. But what happens when your business requires new applications with more sophisticated functionality, or your processes change? As your business evolves, so will your cloud needs. Niche cloud providers only have niche offerings and don't give you the flexibility to move to a different island if you need to. In fact, your island may quickly become a prison. Your business will be constrained by the limitations of your niche cloud provider. With the Oracle Cloud, you will never find yourself imprisoned. The Oracle Cloud can extend your business capabilities and resources whenever you need to. It's like having your own paradise island with great facilities, but connected to a whole archipelago of other amazing islands that you can go to whenever you like. Each island represents one of over 100 modern business applications for you to take advantage of. Applications for sales and marketing, finance and ERP, talent management and human capital management, all engineered for the cloud. Secure data and process integration connects each of these applications, letting your business rapidly access new capability and implement cross-application process flows. Not only do you have access to the broad portfolio of Oracle applications, you also have the option of moving your on-premise applications to run on the Oracle Cloud, or move them back again whenever it is necessary. In fact, because the Oracle Cloud is based on open standards like Java, SQL and HTML5, the Oracle portfolio can be integrated with your on-premise applications and even applications in other clouds.
Oracle provides an elaborate cloud-based portfolio for businesses to choose between SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS, as well as hybrid solutions. They are able to provide a realistic cloud option to bigger businesses that have a greater number of needs, specifically with hybrid and customizable solutions. Their commitment to the cloud has been evident over the past couple of years, as they've restructured their servers architecture to build a more modern system with enhanced security specifically for the cloud. They also recently acquired one of the oldest and best cloud ERP companies, NetSuite. Oracle is one of the largest vendors, and they are pushing to advance the possibilities for businesses using cloud computing.
We believe people are happier when they're healthier. So if you eat well, you stay well. So we help people look after themselves. My name is Tom Griffith. I'm the co-founder of Emma & Tom's. Emma & Tom's is a leading Australian manufacturer and brand of healthy drinks and snacks made from all natural ingredients, are minimally processed and with no added sugar.
We started it, we struggled with what we were going to call it, the business, and eventually we settled on Emma & Tom's. And we actually, when we did it quite deliberately, because we said we're going to turn our weakness of being a small startup company into a strength of being a company run by real people, and a company where the owners can always walk into their customers' doors and say hello to them, and because they are real people. So our distribution model, we started off using distributors and getting other people to distribute our product. Tom and I used to be quite paranoid and panicky whenever the phone would ring, thinking what new disaster we're about to hear about. Is it bottles of juice that are fermenting? So it's sort of tricky. And we realised eventually that to do a really good job and to give our customers the sort of service that they wanted along with a really great product, that we actually had to do it ourselves. That's why we started doing our own distribution, and so we deliver the products directly to the cafes. And most people don't do that because it is expensive and it's not easy. For us, we think there's been a lot of benefits in it.
We visit every customer of 3,000 independent customers, so they're quite disparate, on a weekly basis. It generates a very high level of loyalty. We enjoy the relationships.
Before we were just using a simple accounting package that wasn't cloud-based. Out on the road, this software was just not able to deal with the number of transactions that we were needing it to. We did a review of the different sort of mid-level software, ERP type accounting software packages, and there was a number of them that were cloud-based, but NetSuite via the J-Curve offering for us was the most compelling from a functionality and a price point of view.
J-Curve is efficient. We are integrating direct store delivery, so it's like an Android application. It's based on all the sales team to process invoices for customers, and it goes straight into NetSuite. We can see the sales, inventory as well. We can see the stock, where it goes and where it comes out. Our profit and loss is updated, our balance sheet is updated, the warehouse inventory location is updated, so that's going to be a fantastic tool. And there's other applications that we're working with J-Curve to have integrated in that we see will be beneficial to us. When we first started, it was just Tom and I. And now we've got about 60 people on the team, and we've got 40 vans on the road pretty much every day, and we deliver ourselves to about 3,500 cafes every week. Our business can grow within J-Curve/NetSuite. We're trying to build the company first in Australia, and then we're looking to take it all over the world.
NetSuite is regarded as best in class for cloud ERP solutions. They were recently acquired by Oracle, as previously mentioned. As of right now, the plan is to allow NetSuite to still operate independently. With the resources of Oracle's hardware and financial backing, NetSuite is sure to grow in the near future. They focus on medium to small businesses, and it will be interesting to see how their company or brand develops over the next few years.
The Microsoft Dynamics ERP software suite consists of CRM and enterprise resource planning solutions designed to help businesses gain insight into its accounting and logistical functions, take control of its supply chain, inventory, and human resources, reduce costs, and provide the best possible service to customers. These highly customizable software programs integrate with Microsoft Office and other Microsoft technologies to provide an intuitive user experience and an efficient overall system. There are 4 ERP applications in the Microsoft Dynamics suite: Microsoft Dynamics AX, GP, NAV, and SL. This video will help you choose which ERP software is best suited for your company. Microsoft Dynamics AX is geared toward mid to large-sized businesses. Dynamics AX provides core ERP functionality for manufacturing, distribution, retail, and public sector industries. Because it enables you to operate across locations, languages, and countries, Dynamics AX is an ideal replacement for multiple legacy systems, enabling organizations to adopt to a single global ERP deployment. Microsoft Dynamics GP is geared toward the needs of growing small to mid-sized businesses due to its scalability. It's quick to implement and easy to use with the power to support your growth ambitions. Dynamics GP offers rich reporting with direct integration with Excel and business intelligence tools that enhance business decision-making. Dynamics GP brings together business applications, data, documents, and devices with your employees at the center, helping them make the most of their time. Some core capabilities include accounting, inventory management, sales, analytics, and payroll. Microsoft Nav is especially suited for mid-sized business management. Dynamics Nav is easily customizable and simple to integrate with other business solutions. While it provides core ERP functionality to organizations in any industry, it includes advanced supply chain management tools that are especially useful for distributors and manufacturers. Dynamics Nav supports multiple languages and locations, giving organizations a global reach across their business and network of suppliers and vendors. Industries who are best suited for Microsoft Nav are construction, energy services, food and beverage, and more. Microsoft Dynamics SL meets the needs of small to mid-sized project-oriented businesses. By combining project management functionality with strong core financial management tools, organizations can gain greater insight and visibility into their projects. With Microsoft Dynamics SL, users can access role-specific information and can perform data entry tasks like project time, expense entry, project approvals, and analysis. Industries who are geared toward Microsoft Dynamics SL are governmental contracting, engineering, and other construction-like jobs.
Microsoft Dynamics offers 4 different ERP suites, each tailored to different types of businesses. One of the premier benefits of Dynamics is the seamless integration into Microsoft Office products. The system is also designed with a familiar layout for anyone with Microsoft Office experience. This can make organizational resistance easier to deal with and give end users a level of comfort from the start that they would not have with more unfamiliar software systems.
When I read about SAP, I thought, wow, 95% of the business processes that we had to deal with are covered as standard by SAP Business by Design. Everything from delivery orders to invoices is generated automatically, and this means that all of our processes are covered as quickly and simply as possible.
Our salespeople can access the solution from their smartphones.
Bringing sales staff into the 21st century was a fantastic experience.
I have a tailored interface that allows me to easily see, with only one click, how many quotes have gone out, how many invoices have been issued, what has been paid, etc., etc.
We were looking for a tool that grows with us, that allows us to develop new business models. With software as a service, we made the ideal choice because we can focus on development, while SAP takes care of everything else.
We're not thoroughly trained salespeople. We're not specialists in warehouse logistics and inventory management with long years of training. But the results that SAP gives are the same as if we were.
SAP's Business by Design is a fully integrated suite that offers solutions for financials, human resources, procurement, customer service, and supply chain management. SAP has always been a leader in ERP solutions for manufacturing and wholesale companies that has earned them the trust throughout the industry. As they look to enter the cloud space, they offer a level of familiarity for businesses looking to upgrade from their on-premise SAP systems.
There are many limitations to on-cloud ERP system. The first limitation being limited functionality. As of research of 2013 and articles that were published in 2013, ERP was still in its development phase, and the vendors usually focused on core elements such as accounting and procurement and sales. But now, as of now, investments are being made to develop the availability of a larger range of functions. There have been development in areas like statistical forecasting, constraint-based planning, social media integration, and some of the functions that are being explored. The second limitation is reduction in reduced customization if compared to on-premise ERP. There's a limited option. ERP system on cloud has a limited option because software is not owned and is actually rented when compared to ERP on-premise. Similarly, cloud ERP is appropriate for companies with highly standardized processes or business who can adapt to fit those processes. The other one being perceived data risk. Even if the vendor has a high security system that manages your data security, there is always a risk of network failure, and meaning that you can't access your own data on your own convenience. It happens that sometimes. That happens sometimes. The final one being organizational resistance. Changing to cloud, similar to changing from any legacy system, requires change management process to overcome resistance of an organization all the time whenever we need change, and that is because people have to go out of their comfort zone. So change management process is really important. Thank you.
So just because a business decides to move their existing ERP system to the cloud or to start from scratch on the cloud, there's no guarantee of success, just like on-premise ERP systems. There's actually a term called unclouding or reverse clouding that's out there to define moving back from the cloud to an on-premise ERP system. There was a quote I read in one of the journals that said, for every 10 companies moving their ERP systems to the cloud, 2 or 3 are moving back to on-premise. So why is that happening? The number one reason is unrealistic expectations. The businesses may not understand fully what they're giving up to move to the cloud to save money. And in some cases, it's something that they can't overcome and need to move back to their old systems. In other cases, it's where contractual expectations are not being met. This comes down to vendor selection and really making sure that you're using a trusted vendor. There's a lot of startup companies that provide software solutions, especially in the ERP space, and some of these vendors cannot keep up with either the demand, the server space, the speed for the performance needed to access all the data, and often ends up in a completely failed system in which the business needs to move back off of the cloud.
I hope Prawesh and I were able to give you a firm grasp on the differences between cloud and on-premise ERP. For Wednesday's discussion, we would like y'all to consider some of the following questions. Is cloud computing the same as outsourcing? Is it not the natural process of a business to use outsourcing to minimize costs? As technology improves, how will the availability and reliability of cloud computing improve? Vendors are improving their software to include more specialized suites and applications to fit the needs of specific businesses. How long will it be before your company will benefit from cloud ERP more than an on-premise? Is there a business out there that could never use cloud ERP? And finally, how does cloud ERP affect the process of business reengineering?
Okay, you just stand there and I'll do that.
Show me the angle that gets us both in.
We won't fit into it. Trust me. Yeah, because we won't fit into it. Trust me. Just you stand there and
stop. There you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead. All right. Thank you for watching our video, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button below.
Hit the like button below.